Hello, this is David from myfirstlinux.com. Today I'm going to show you how to install Linux server on VirtualBox. But before you start, please download Ubuntu server 32-bit ISO file. You can find a link in this video's description. We start by opening VirtualBox. I'm going to create a new virtual machine, so I'm going to click New. And I'm going to give my new machine a name. It's going to be server 1. You can have your own names. I'm going to put in type Linux and version Ubuntu. Okay, I'm gonna click next. This is the amount of RAM that my virtual machine is going to have. The default is just perfect for me, so I'm going to click next. I can either use a virtual drive that I already have, or I need to create one right now. Since I don't have any virtual hard drive, I'm going to create one, so I'm gonna click create, and I got all kind of virtual hard disks types, so I'm going to go with the default VDI and I'm gonna click next. And now I can choose between fixed sized hard disk, which means that the files that represent my virtual disk is going to take from the beginning the maximum amount of the disks that I'm going to set in the next stage, and dynamically allocated is when I write something to the virtual disk, it's going to take the exactly amount of space on my actual hard disk as the amount that I used in the virtual machine. So I'm going to go with dynamically allocated, and this is better for me. Now I'm going to choose the amount of the hard disk. It's going to be 8 gigs, and I'm going to call the file server1. So I'm gonna hit create, and my virtual machine is ready. I'm gonna click on my virtual machine and click start. Ask me about my startup disk. It's the ISO file that I asked you to download before. I'm going to click here and browse to my file. It's on my desktop, so it's pretty easy. Here's the file. I'm gonna click open and start. Now my virtual machine is running for the first time, and there's the setup process. Ask me about the setup language. I'm going to stay with English, and I'm going to install my Ubuntu server. Okay, the language of the server itself, I'm going to stick with English, and it asks me about my country. I'm gonna go with United States. Doesn't really matter in this demonstration. Ask me about my keyboard. I'm gonna configure my keyboard right now. I need to write one of the symbols, so I'm gonna do it real quick. Okay, now it's asking me about special symbols, which I don't have any, so I'm gonna click and again and again and again. I don't have any of these symbols. Okay, my keyboard is configured. I'm gonna continue. Right now it's loading all the components for the install. It's gonna take about half a minute. It's pretty quick. So it's loading all kind of programs and the network and CD and stuff, all kind of drivers, and right now I'm going to continue with the installation. I need to give it a host name. I'm gonna go with server 1 again, and now I need to choose my new user full name. I'm gonna go with user first name and 1 last name, and the username going to be user1. I'm gonna put a quick random password and retype it. Now it asks me if I want to encrypt my home folder. I don't want to encrypt it, just gonna waste time here. It asks me about my time zone. I'm gonna go with yes. It's just a demonstration. If you need to put your time zone of your own, do it and choose your own time zone. Now I need to set up my partitions with or without LVM. LVM is a tool that can help manage my storage later on, so I'm gonna use it. So I'm gonna pick the second option, and since I've got only one disk to choose from, I'm going to choose the disk that you see over here. Okay, now I'm gonna configure my LVM. Can't escape from it. If I'm gonna press no, I will have to choose again from the partitions types. Now I need to determine the amount of volumes that I want to allocate to my main partition. I'm gonna go with 8.3 gigs. That's the whole amount that I got here, but I'm not really going to need another partition later on. And now I'm going to write these settings to the disks. Once I do that, I can change it. So just if you're sure about the partitions, click yes here. Okay, right now the install process is starting, so I'm gonna pause this recording and come back real quick when it's done here. Okay, I'm back again. In the middle of the installation, the wizard asked me if I have any HTTP proxy. I didn't have any, so I left it blank and hit enter. If you have any, you should put there the IP address. So now it's asking me about automatic updates. Since I don't plan on installing any updates, I'm gonna go with no automatic updates. And now I can choose if I wanna install any service on my service. I can choose one of the following or not. That's the last option, not installing any of it, and this is what I'm going to choose. And now it's actually finalizing the installation. It's gonna take a few moments, so I'm gonna pause the recording again and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and it's asking me about the Grub bootloader. Since I don't have any other operation system here, I will have to use it, so I'm gonna say yes, and it's gonna install the Grub bootloader, and that's the final stage of this installation. Right now the installation is complete, and we're going to restart the server and see how it works. So I'm gonna hit continue here, and if you're using this manual on a regular PC, right now you need to take out the CD and do the restart and press continue. Okay, so the virtual machine is running, and what you just see that was the grab menu. If you have a double boot with, say, Windows 7 and Ubuntu server, you're gonna have a Windows 7 option over there. But since we don't have any, just the Ubuntu options, I'm gonna log in to the server with the user that and I'm inside. Let's try some simple commands. I'm gonna change my directory to the main directory, and let's see what's inside. Very nice. The server is working okay. So that was this manual about installing Linux server on VirtualBox. I hope you enjoyed it. This is my first video. I was David from myfirstlinux.com. I hope to see you there. Goodbye.